Hello to another week 4 math lesson. This is lesson 3 where we're going to be reviewing our multiplication tables, tables 2 through 10. We don't need to do 1 because you already know what 1 times 2 is, 1 times 3. Instead we're going to be doing 2 through 10. Well, before we get into that, let's do a little review of what multiplication looks like in our head. When I look at multiplication in my head, I often like to think of it as this way. Let's take a look at 2 times 8. All right, now if I have 2 times 8, I can imagine 2 groups of 8, or 8 groups of 2. Let's do the first one, 2 groups of 8. So I'm going to change my color and draw out a group of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hey, we see that that's a group of 8. So I'm going to circle it. But I don't want one group of 8, I want 2 groups of 8. So I'm going to write out another group of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. How many groups of 8 do I have now? 2. Very good. 2 groups of 8. Well, how many dots are there total? Excellent. There are 16 groups total. All right, remember how I said there was another way to look at it? Well, let's look at that other way, shall we? Another way I could think of multiplication instead of 2 groups of 8 would be 8 groups of 2. So let's try that. 1, 2, that's a group. But I need 8 of them. 1, 2, that's a group. 1, 2, that's a group. 1, 2, that's another group. 1, 2, that's another group. 1, 2, another group. 1, 2, another group. 1, 2, another group. I have 8 groups. How many dots are there total though? It's still 16, so no matter which way you imagine it in your head, it's still going to be there. All right. Another way to help me is to memorize my times tables. So if I have 2 times 2 is 4. Let's count by 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay. Hey, let's make this all look like a math problem then. 2 times 1 equals 2. 2 times 2 equals 4. 2 times 3 equals 6. 2 times 4 equals 8. And 2 times 5 equals 10. Very good. Let's do that one more time with a different number. This time let's count by 3s. Count with me. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. All right, now let's make it look like math problems. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 4 is 12. And 3 times 5 is 15. Did you notice the pattern? The pattern is this. In this column, I'm counting down, or counting up actually, in increments of 3. You see that? In the other column, I am just going down my number list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so when I take 3 times what's in this column, it's kind of like just counting down by that number. Let's do it one more way. This time, let's do one that's a little tricky. Let's do 7s. Count with me by 7s. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35. All right, again, let's make it look like a math problem. 7 times 1 is 7. 7 times 2 is 14. 7 times 3 is 21. 7 times 4 is 28. And 7 times 5 is 35. Again, guys, did you notice the pattern? This column, I'm just counting down, or counting up, I mean, by 7s. In this column, I'm simply going up by increments of 1. I hope you notice the pattern. Now, this week you're going to get a times table. And when you get your times table, if you notice this pattern, that this is just going up by the number listed in this column, then it'll be really easy for you to complete your times table charts. All right, guys, this is something we have to work on to memorize. So go ahead and put that into practice now on your worksheet.